I don't want a dowry. I'd even be willing to pay to get married. Marriage is about having a good life. I don't want to use the dowry to bind our relationship. A marriage based on interests is actually just in name only. I think what we need is love, family, happiness, and not money.
In yesterday's video, we discussed the topic of women who have been left behind, who prefer to be alone rather than lower their demands. This generated very enriching comments. Today, we will talk about these same women, but from a different perspective. They are more aware and have decided to reduce their expectations. However, they have faced the reality that, even doing this, they still cannot enter into a relationship.
I found the reason why I still haven't gotten married. Now he believes what my mom always said, that I'm picky. Before, I used to argue with her. I thought I wasn't picky. I just wanted to find someone I had chemistry and feelings with. What's so hard about that? What's wrong with that? But actually, it is wrong. Because this whole thing about feelings and chemistry is too abstract. We don't really know what we want. Now I realize that those girls with clear goals aren't wrong. They want the bride price. They're after money. And these girls end up getting married. Maybe their happiness index is quite high. Even if it's not that high, at least they're married, right? But people like us who keep talking about feelings and chemistry, and say we don't care about anything else, end up like this, achieving nothing. And now we get criticized every day. And we're anxious. The final result is that we've become abnormal people. Ah, what a waste. Oh, maybe it's time to change the strategy. If you really don't know what you want, then you should at least focus on something. You must focus on something. Because if you don't, you'll lose badly. Hello everyone. I'm Nana, 39 years old, single, and a quality photographer. Today I want to talk about a dilemma. If I lower my standards, will true love come? Recently, I've noticed everyone's concern for me. I've mentioned that my thoughts are gradually changing. But after all, I've been single for so many years. And I wonder, if I lower my standards, will true love come? I thought carefully about this. And maybe my standards are too high. In the past, my criteria for a partner were tall, rich, good-looking, with a degree and owning a house and car. Now I'm thinking that, why not? He just needs to be taller than me. And as for looks, as long as he's pleasant to the eyes, that's fine. For education, he just needs to have completed the 9 years of mandatory schooling and be financially self-sufficient. Just those points. Shouldn't be too much to ask, right? But I still feel a bit anxious. Will lowering my standards really help me find someone? Will settling for marriage really make me happy? I'm afraid. Afraid of compromising and still being unhappy. Afraid that, in a moment of impulse, I'll miss out on something better. But I'm also afraid that if I keep waiting, I'll truly become the leftover of leftovers. So, dear friends, do you think I should lower my standards? Should I stick to my criteria? Or learn to compromise? Will true love really appear just because I lower my standards? I'm 30 years old and unmarried. I've realized that being older and unmarried, whether you're a man or a woman, everyone is weighing the pros and cons and being very practical. Everyone wants to choose the person that benefits them the most. You will only be chosen if you have value, especially when it comes to older high-quality men, who consider the value of the woman even more. They will either choose someone their age, who is on the same level, a woman who also has a house and a car, or they will choose someone younger, in their 20s, who may not have the same financial situation but has a job, a good personality, and looks good. So older high-quality men have these two options. But for older high-quality women, you basically have to find a man who is even better than you. Honestly, that is very difficult because such men are extremely rare. And it's not certain that you will meet one or that he will like you. Men who are excellent and reach this age are mostly married. If they are not, they are divorced and have children. Or they prefer to choose a young, pretty girl rather than dealing with a workaholic. So, it's really difficult for older high-quality women to get married. However, for ordinary women, it's easier to find a partner as long as they are willing to lower their criteria a bit, like height, looks, income, or education, but never lower the standards of character. Older high-quality women, however, will never lower their standards. After turning 30, is it harder for men or women to find a partner? Except for that small group of people who have already given up. It's actually quite difficult. Women age faster than men after 30. And even some girls in their mid-20s start to show signs of aging, let alone those over 30. The older you get, the more your appearance declines. and it becomes hard to find someone good. Some people will say, people around me say I look like I'm in my 20s and that I'm very young. Even so, that's a very small portion. If you don't believe it, turn off the beauty filter. Take a photo with your phone's regular camera. Post it in the comments for everyone to see. And listen to what people really have to say, to get an accurate assessment of yourself. Then there's the issue of having children. The ability to have children and actually having children are different concepts. Having children is quite a struggle. And a man over 30 faces the same issue. When you're in your 20s, earning a few thousand a month, most women won't think you lack capability. They think your career is just starting. Right. With time you might earn money. But after 30, if you still have the same income, you'll really be looked down upon. And by that time, if you're not earning much, gained weight, starting to go bald, plus the pressure of mortgages, car loans, dowries, you won't have time to date. And there's another common problem. As you age, your experiences increase, and you start weighing the pros and cons. So, honestly, I advise everyone to get married as early as possible. Don't let some obsessions hold you back. Now for older single women in Dali, finding a man is really difficult, extremely difficult. It's simply harder than reaching the sky. I really don't know why it's so hard to find a man. I'm not asking for much, just that he be a little mature, hardworking, treat me well, have a kind heart, and not be unfaithful. And there's another thing, he can't be the type to go around gambling or visiting brothels. If he has a habit of playing cards occasionally, that's fine. But he can't be addicted like those who gamble all the time, which is not good. Someone who spends all day and night gambling, always betting money, that's really bad. If you get hooked on it and can't stop, gambling once, gambling again, and in the end you lose everything, even the people around you, and eventually you gamble yourself away. Do you think that makes any sense? And you end up with a mountain of debt. I really hate men who are addicted to gambling. I don't like men who gamble. I just want to find someone sincere, who will be with me until the end of life, so that we can be happy together and live the rest of our lives well. Because now, half of my life is already over, isn't it? So now, I just have a small request. I just hope my partner is not addicted to gambling and not violent. If that's the case, I'd rather not marry. No matter how rich or handsome he is, that kind of man is not fit for building a life together. So, I've lowered my standards for choosing a partner. But even so, it's still so hard to find a man, and I really don't know why. I feel a great sadness and frustration. Once a woman turns 30, it's basically impossible for her to find a normal man. As a woman myself, I really don't want to say this. But after watching this video, if you think I'm wrong, feel free to criticize me directly. Women must remember one thing. Men have double standards when it comes to choosing partners in different age ranges. For example, when a woman is 22 or 23, even if you're just average looking and don't have any striking physical advantages, men will still find you attractive and consider you charming. Even if you have a bad temper, men will still think you're cute. If you earn less money, men will overlook that because they see you as young and full of potential for the future. They might even say, "I'll take care of you." Put simply, as long as you're not extremely unattractive, you'll never be short of male attention. But when you reach 25 or 26, men start getting a bit more picky. You're starting to look older. Your job isn't that stable. Did you live with your ex? But at this stage you still hold some control. As long as you're not solely chasing super rich men, you can still find someone compatible. Once you hit 28 though, the problems begin. The first thing men want is for the woman to be under 28 because when you add in dating, marriage, and having children by the time that comes around, a woman at this age is considered a high-risk pregnancy. If you're not from a wealthy family, a natural beauty, or a prestigious university graduate, your advantages are minimal. Men who want to marry you will need their parents' approval. But if you're just an ordinary person, your range of options narrows drastically. Once you pass 30, you're not just going to meet the so-called average men, but even the women who have married well and whom you once wouldn't have considered competition may start looking down on you. You might not care, but your parents will start to worry. To those around you, it will seem strange that you're still not married at this age. And they'll start questioning if you have a health issue or even wonder about your sexual orientation. If you're beautiful, you'll face even more negative speculation. People will start asking if you've just been having too much fun and now you're waiting for a good, honest man to settle down with. Or even worse, they'll start spreading all kinds of nasty rumors. And after 32, the men you're looking for are mostly divorced with kids, or those so-called Phoenix men, who just want to live off someone else's money. But if a man doesn't have money, he can still keep trying, and who knows, maybe one day he'll become successful. But for older women, no matter how hard you try, you can never go back to being 18. Women over 30 have it incredibly tough. What do you all think?
After producing various content on this topic, I came to a conclusion. In the end, the problem was never the high demand. See if you agree with me. It doesn't matter if a woman has high expectations. What really matters is what she has to offer. As I mentioned in another video, a man of above average value doesn't care if the woman demands a car, a house, or that you pay the restaurant bill. This man is only interested in what she can provide. For example, if a very demanding woman offers beauty, which is what that man is looking for, he won't care about her demand. In the case of China, men prefer women of average appearance who are in the 24 to 26 age range, rather than getting involved with women over 30 who have exceptional look. I'm not sure if I made myself clear. If you understand, please leave your opinion in the comments and share your point of view on this conclusion. If you liked the video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video.